flipping through the newspapers, switching through multiple news channels, exploring different websites and online mediums for relevant news? Keeping up to date with important news is not only time-consuming but also requires meticulous upkeep of notes for thorough revision. With a limited period in hand and abundant resources to study from, do not let current affairs come in the way of your prelims success. Join the PT 365 program by Vision IAS and advance in your preparation for current affairs. Starting on 9th January at 5 p.m., this 20-day course offers comprehensive coverage of 1 year of current affairs in 60 hours. Join for improved knowledge with complete coverage of The Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, etc. Doubt-clearing sessions and mentoring for thorough knowledge. Access to Sandhan personalized test with 25,000 plus questions. Access to live and online classes for flexibility in timing. It's time to devote your energy to smart learning and not running. Enroll today and excel in UPSC prelims with a strong command of current affairs.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. Earthquake measuring 4.0 in Richter scale shakes Delhi National Capital Region. President appoints Gyanesh Kumar as the new Chief Election Commissioner. The Supreme Court sets aside death sentence for lack of fair trial. Government approves integrated Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Sanrakshan Abhiyan scheme till 2025-26. Union Finance and Corporate Affairs Minister launches Mutual Credit Guarantee Scheme for MSMEs. Ministry of Rural Development to launch pilot project National Geospatial Knowledge-Based Land Survey of Urban Habitations. In our first news for the day, an earthquake measuring 4.0 on the Richter scale shook Delhi NCR recently. Unlike Himalayan quakes caused by plate tectonics, this was an intraplate event resulting from in-situ material heterogeneity. Tremors were intense due to the epicenter or point on the Earth's surface directly above the focus of an earthquake being located within Delhi and the shallow depth of 5 kilometers. Now, let's take a closer look at earthquakes due to in-situ material heterogeneity. It refers to seismic activity caused by the inherent variability in the physical properties of the Earth's crust, such as rock type and the presence of fluids in rock pores. Variations in physical properties or heterogeneities can cause stress concentration, which eventually increases the likelihood of earthquakes. In fault zones, this heterogeneity increases stress buildup, raising the chances of earthquakes. Delhi is placed in Seismic Zone 4 in the Seismic Zoning Map of India, the second highest in India, making it prone to earthquakes. But why is Delhi earthquake prone? Its proximity to the Indian-Eurasian Plate collision zone, with the Indian plate moving northward at 5 cm per year, creates stress along fault lines. Additionally, fault systems like the Delhi-Haridwar Ridge is an extension of the Indian plate, and the Aravalli fault system is a deep-seated geological structure, both contributing to intraplate tremors. The soft alluvial soil of the Indo-Gangetic plain on which Delhi NCR sits further amplifies seismic waves. Moving on to shallow earthquakes. An earthquake is a sudden rapid shaking of the ground caused by the shifting of rocks deep beneath the Earth's surface. A shallow earthquake occurs at a relatively shallow depth, 0 to 70 km within the Earth's crust, whereas intermediate earthquakes occur in between 70 to 300 km and deep earthquakes occur in between 300 to 700 km. Shallow earthquakes tend to cause more damage due to their proximity to the surface. This highlights the importance of earthquake preparedness in vulnerable regions like Delhi NCR.
In a significant development, the President has appointed Gyanesh Kumar as the new Chief Election Commissioner, making him the first CEC appointed under the Chief Election Commissioner and Other Election Commissioner Act 2023. This new act replaces the earlier 1991 Act and aims to grant more autonomy to the Election Commission of India. Moving forward, let's talk about the Election Commission of India, or ECI. It is a constitutional body established under Articles 324 to 329 in Part 15th of the Indian Constitution. January 25th has been celebrated as National Voters' Day since 2011, marking the foundation of the Election Commission. Over the years, the ECI has evolved, and since 1993, it has functioned with one Chief Election Commissioner and two Election Commissioners. The Commission is responsible for conducting elections for the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, state legislative assemblies, and even for the President and Vice President of India. Now, let's delve into the Chief Election Commissioner and Other Election Commissioner Act 2023. This act introduces several measures to enhance the autonomy of the Election Commission. Under the new provisions, the CEC and ECs will now enjoy salary and benefits at par with Supreme Court judges. They are also granted immunity from civil and criminal proceedings for actions taken in their official capacity. Moreover, the Act mandates the creation of a search and selection committee for appointments and provides a fixed tenure for the CEC and ECs, ensuring stability in the leadership of the Commission. The 2023 Act specifies the eligibility criteria for appointments, requiring candidates to have held a post equivalent to Secretary to the Government of India, along with expertise in managing and conducting elections. The search committee, led by the Minister of Law and Justice, comprises two other members of secretary rank or higher and is responsible for preparing a panel of 5 candidates. From this panel, the Select Committee, consisting of the Prime Minister as chairperson, the Leader of the Opposition, and a Union Cabinet Minister nominated by the PM, recommends candidates to the President for appointment. Additionally, the Act outlines the resignation and removal process, allowing the CEC or ECs to resign by submitting a written request to the President. While the CEC can only be removed in a manner similar to a Supreme Court judge, election commissioners can be removed based on the recommendation of the CEC, raising concerns over their security of tenure. The tenure of the CEC and ECs is fixed at 6 years or until they reach the age of 65, whichever is earlier. And once an EC is elevated to CEC, their total tenure cannot exceed 6 years with no provision for reappointment. However, despite these provisions, the ECI still faces multiple challenges. One of the major concerns is its autonomy. While the Act aims to provide independence, the selection process remains a point of contention, as the Search and Selection Committee is largely composed of government representatives, raising concerns about impartiality. Another issue is the removal process of election commissioners. Unlike the CEC, who enjoys security of tenure, the ECs can be removed based on the recommendation of the Chief Election Commissioner, which raises questions about their independence. Additionally, the ECI faces limitation in its powers. It cannot deregister political parties, even in case of serious violations. Furthermore, a major challenge is the lack of independent staff. The Commission heavily relies on government employees rather than having its own dedicated workforce, which could potentially affect its ability to function without external influence. So while the new Act brings certain improvements, concerns remain about the actual independence and authority of the Election Commission.
Moving ahead, the Supreme Court has set aside a death sentence due to a lack of a fair trial. The court highlighted significant lapses, including the absence of competent legal representation for the appellant, which ultimately denied a fair trial. Moving forward, the SC, while citing the Anokhilal vs. State of MP 2019 case, stressed that legal aid must be effective and meaningful, as guaranteed under Article 21 of the Constitution and not merely a formality. Now, let's understand what a fair trial means. It is a fundamental human right that ensures individuals are treated justly within the legal system. This protection guards against unlawful deprivation of human rights and safeguards fundamental freedoms for all individuals. Continuing with the principles of a fair trial, we begin with the presumption of innocence, which means every accused is presumed innocent until proven guilty, placing the burden of proof on the prosecution as highlighted in the State of UP vs. Naresh case. Next is the importance of an independent judiciary, where judges must remain free from executive influence to ensure impartiality, as upheld in Shyam Singh vs. State of Rajasthan case and Article 50 of the Constitution. Another vital principle is the right to a speedy trial. where delays in legal proceedings violate the right to life and liberty as established in the Husainara Khatun vs. State of Bihar case and Article 21. Additionally, protection against double jeopardy ensures that no person can be tried or punished twice for the same offence, as guaranteed by Article 20, Clause 2, ensuring legal certainty and protection against repeated prosecution. Shifting our focus to international human rights law, the right to a fair trial is reinforced through equality before the tribunal, where everyone is entitled to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal as stated in Article 10 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Furthermore, the right to appeal allows convicted individuals to seek a higher court's review of their conviction, as outlined in Article 14 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Lastly, the Rome Statute of 2002 ensures that even those accused of the most serious crimes against humanity are entitled to basic legal protections. To conclude, this ruling by the Supreme Court reaffirms the critical importance of upholding fair trial standards within our justice system.
The government has approved the extension of the integrated Pradhan Mantri Annadata Aay Sanrakshan Abhiyan or PM-AASHA scheme till 2025-26. Launched in 2018, this scheme aims to enhance the effectiveness of procurement operations and ensure price security for farmers. Now, let's take a closer look at the key highlights of PM-AASHA. First, the scheme falls under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare and is designed to provide price assurance to farmers while controlling price volatility of essential commodities. It primarily covers pulses, oilseeds and copra. Moving on to its key components. Under the Price Support Scheme or PSS, pulses, oilseeds and copra that meet fair average quality standards are procured by designated agencies. These agencies include the National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation of India or NAFED and the Food Corporation of India. Pre-registered farmers can sell their produce directly at the minimum support price or MSP through state agencies. A significant update for 2024-25 is that the government has allowed the procurement of tur, urad and masoor under PSS, equivalent to 100% of the production in a state. Next, the Price Deficiency Payment Scheme or PDPS covers all oilseeds that have an MSP notification. This scheme ensures direct payment to farmers, bridging the gap between the MSP and the selling or model price with compensation of up to 15% of the MSP value. Additionally, states and union territories have the flexibility to choose between PSS and PDPS for oilseeds in each season. Apart from this, the Market Intervention Scheme or MIS is implemented for perishable commodities not covered under MSP, such as tomatoes, onions and potatoes. This is initiated on the request of a state or UT when market prices drop by at least 10% compared to the previous season. However, despite its benefits, the scheme faces challenges. Limited crop coverage, inadequate storage, and logistical issues restrict its large-scale implementation. The Union Finance and Corporate Affairs Minister has launched the Mutual Credit Guarantee Scheme or MCGS MSME aimed at facilitating term loans of up to 100 crore rupees for MSMEs from eligible lending institutions. Now, let's take a closer look at its key features. To manage this scheme, the government has created the Mutual Credit Guarantees Fund, MSME or MCGF MSME. This fund has been established by the Department of Financial Services under the Ministry of Finance and will be managed by the National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company Limited, a wholly owned entity of DFS. Under Mutual Credit Guarantee Fund MSME, the National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company Limited will provide 60% guarantee coverage to member lending institutions or MLIs for loans sanctioned under this scheme. Speaking of MLIs, these include financial institutions such as commercial banks and MBFCs registered with the National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company Limited under the scheme. The scheme is available to MSMEs that have a valid Udyam registration, are not classified as non-performing assets with any lender, and ensure that at least 75% of their project cost is directed toward equipment or machinery. MCGS MSME will remain available for 4 years or until guarantees worth 7 lakh crore rupees are issued, whichever comes first. The scheme is set to provide a significant boost to manufacturing by enhancing credit access, helping MSMEs expand and upgrade their equipment. It will also support the Make in India initiative by strengthening domestic manufacturing, with a vision to increase its contribution to GDP to 25%. Furthermore, by enabling MSMEs to scale up, this scheme positions India as a key player in the global supply chain. In addition to these initiatives, MSMEs continue to serve as the second engine of development, with over 1 crore registered MSMEs in India. These enterprises contribute significantly to the economy by acting as a global manufacturing hub, accounting for 36% of manufacturing and providing employment to over 7.5 crore people. Furthermore, MSMEs play a crucial role in export promotion, contributing 45% of total exports. Recently, the classification criteria for MSMEs have been revised to facilitate better growth and support. Under the new investment criteria, micro-enterprises, which were previously capped at 1 crore rupees, now have an increased limit of 2.5 crore rupees. Small enterprises have seen an increase from 10 crore rupees to 25 crore rupees, while medium enterprises have been revised from 50 crore rupees to 125 crore rupees. Similarly, turnover limits have also been updated, with micro enterprises moving from 5 crore rupees to 10 crore rupees, small enterprises increasing from 50 crore rupees to 100 crore rupees, and medium enterprises seeing a revision from 250 crore rupees to 500 crore rupees. These revisions aim to provide greater flexibility and support to MSMEs, helping them scale up and contribute more effectively to India's economic growth.
Moving on, the Ministry of Rural Development is set to launch a pilot project called the National Geospatial Knowledge-Based Land Survey of Urban Habitations, or NAKSHA. Let's take a closer look at this project. Announced in 2024 as part of the Digital India Land Records Modernization Program, or DILRMP, NAKSHA aims to create and update land records in urban areas for reliable land ownership documentation. This one-year pilot program will cover 152 urban local bodies across 26 states and 3 union territories, with a nationwide rollout planned after its success. Survey of India will serve as a technical partner, conducting aerial surveys and providing ortho-rectified imagery, while the Madhya Pradesh State Electronic Development Corporation, or MPSEDC, will develop an end-to-end web GIS platform. A state-level committee under the Chief Secretary will oversee coordination. But what is the significance of digitizing land records? Digitizing land records empowers citizens by providing legal land ownership documents, reduces disputes as legal documentation minimizes conflicts, thus reducing judicial burden. It also enhances governance through transparency and efficiency, while also facilitating urban planning, and boosts investment by facilitating ease of doing business and cities as growth centers. A quick background on Digital Land Records Modernization Program. It was launched in 2016 as a revamped version of the National Land Record Modernization Program. It is a central sector scheme with 100% funding from the center. Its key components include land and registration computerization, revenue code digitization, and voluntary Aadhaar integration. Extended for 5 years from 2021 to 2026, initiatives include the Unique Land Parcel Identification Number, or ULPIN, or Bhu Aadhaar, and Bhumi Samman. Notably, 95% of records of rights, or ROR, have been digitized, 68% of cadastral maps are digitized, and 95% of registrations are computerized.
In today's Place in News, we turn our attention to Ukraine with its capital, Kyiv. Recently, the UK has expressed its readiness to send peacekeeping troops to Ukraine if needed. Let's talk about its political features. Located in Eastern Europe, Ukraine is the second largest country on the continent after Russia. It shares its borders with Belarus, Hungary, Moldova, Poland, Romania, Russia, and Slovakia. Additionally, it is flanked by the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov. Geographically, Ukraine is home to diverse landscapes, including the Carpathian and Crimean Mountains. The mighty Dnieper River, the longest in Ukraine, along with the Danube and Dniester, plays a crucial role in the country's water system. Economically, Ukraine is often called the breadbasket of Europe, as it is one of the world's largest grain exporters. Moreover, it holds the distinction of being the world's top producer of sunflower seeds, fitting as the sunflower is the country's national flower. Historically, Ukraine witnessed one of the worst nuclear disasters in history, the Chernobyl accident of 1986. It is also home to several cultural landmarks, including the St. Sophia Cathedral in Kyiv, a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation is exploring relevance of Copenhagen Framework on citizen data and its integration with India's statistical system. The framework is needed as citizen data encompassing citizen-generated data, community-driven data, etc. typically fall outside of official statistics. RBI announced that transactions between a primary member and its gilt account holder can now be matched on NDS-OM. Gilt account holder is a client like mutual funds who holds government securities through a primary member instead of directly with the RBI. Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship launched the AI for Entrepreneurship micro-learning module in collaboration with National Skill Development Corporation and Intel India to simplify AI concepts and encourage entrepreneurial thinking among young innovators across the country. Wet testing of the 4th-generation deep ocean human scientific submersible Matsya 6000 has been successfully completed. Samudrayan project was launched under the Deep Ocean Mission of the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Deep Ocean Mission is a central sector scheme to support blue economy initiatives. Experts believe that the presence of anticyclone over the sea is causing a rise in temperature in Mumbai. Opposite to a cyclone, it is an area of sinking air or diverging air, which results in higher pressure. Small pressure gradients make the winds gentle, leading to settled and calm conditions lasting many days or weeks. Antarctica's only known native insect species, flightless Antarctic midge, was in the news recently. It is also known as an extramobile insect for its ability to survive in extreme weather conditions. Two-stage survival strategy adopted by insect during 2-year life cycle includes quiescence and obligate diapause. A rare pair of the white-winged duck was spotted in the Dihing Patkai National Park in Assam. White-winged duck is an elusive forest-dwelling duck found in lowland evergreen forests and wetlands, endemic to the Indo-Malayan biogeographical realm. TrailGuard AI has aided in reducing poaching in Simplipal Tiger Reserve in Odisha. TrailGuard AI is an end-to-end camera-based alert system designed for enhancing wildlife conservation and promoting human-wildlife coexistence in remote areas. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description.